Hey, I know you.
Hey, how are you, man?
How's everything? And here's a word from our sponsors. That's right, nobody. Juice. Smoothies, juice. Yo, welcome back to another episode of The Local. Today we are in Miami. As you can tell behind me, we are in North Beach. We're actually going to El Palacio de Los Jugos, which is an hour away. It's in the heart of Miami. El Palacio de Los Jugos is a Latin American food hall with a big influence of Caribbean flavors, South American flavors. We're going to get a lot of food. One of my favorite things there is the lamb leg with the arroz con pollo and maduros. And of course, you got to get the mamey juice on the side. Mamey is a fruit that grows on a tree that takes years and years to actually produce the fruit. And it's sort of like a creamy watermelon, I would say, the flavor profile. But besides that, I'm excited to go and visit a dear friend, meet up with a dear friend, Glenn from college. And we're going to talk about, why it's the true essence of Miami. This place represents Miami to me. It come from humble beginnings, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. And I hope that you come visit one day. Let's go.
So Miami is it's a special place, right? So known as a melting pot of culture, because it really is. So you're on the tip to a number of different cultures in the Caribbean and South America, right? So you have a lot of Venezuelans and Colombians, Cubans and Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, all sort of coming to this little tip of South Florida, and this place represents that a lot. You can see it by the variety of food, but also sort of like the people and the types of personalities, the very eclectic personalities. Similar to New York, right, where you had one of the first original melting pots, right? But this one is a melting pot of the Caribbean and South America. So
It's even more than just Cuban culture. It's more of like Caribbean, Latin culture, South American culture here. A lot of Haitian influence.
Oh yeah, huge.
Big Colombian influence, Venezuelan influence. So
as the years go by, you'll notice more. So it's less Cubans and more of the other countries that are sort of fleeing for a better life. So you got a lot of Nicaraguans, a lot of Venezuelans because of the situation, a lot of Colombians because of their situation, and a lot of spillover effects from Venezuela. So the more time goes by, the more you'll see more of a diversity than previously, because previously it was mostly Cubans, Haitians.
Leaving the political exile, right?
Yeah.
In your opinion, how does it represent Miami to you? How is it representation? Because this is the first place I think of when people think of Miami food. Like this is a symbol for me.
I guess one is the excess amount of food.
Yeah.
So everything is exaggerated, and I think you can see it by how much rice and food we got. They serve for about 2, maybe 3 meals, depending on how much you eat, and they call that one completa, as if you are probably going to sit down and have it for dinner. And that's I think that's pretty much Miami. Miami is intense and out there. It's
thinking ahead.
But it's also excessive, right? If you go to South Beach, you see beautiful cars and you see beautiful women. So this is very Miami in that sense too. And there's a lot of flavor. So I think the most subtle flavors in a place like this would be what we were talking about earlier, the mamey, or
it's unassuming. You wouldn't think to order a mamey but once you have it and once you kind of know, you're gonna get that every time. Right?
Yeah. Those are the only things that would be like subtle here. The rest of it is just explosion of flavor. There's a lot of savory
Even
elements.
the rice, there's like 4 different kinds of rice and stuff.
There's 4 different types of rice, and each rice is like, it's not just rice and beans, it's like rice, beans, pork, and maybe some like greens in it, or like they chopped up
Some sazon.
Yeah.
Forget the sazon. I've never thought of Miami that way, as like an excess of flavor in the form of a styrofoam to-go container.
Right.
And it's such a modest place, you know. This is for everyone. It really is. All socioeconomic classes. You know, whether you're here on a trip or if you live here, it's literally for everyone. Yeah. And it's unassuming, you know. It's like it's just you wouldn't think about coming here and coming with your family, but it's that's a symbol for me.
This is their dine-in and takeout place. Yeah, this is made for convenience.
Yeah.
So this is mamey, and the tree that grows this fruit takes a long time to grow, several years, and then finally it produces a kind of an ugly looking brown fruit, and you open it up and you get this beautiful sort of pink coloring, and it's really sweet, but it's subtle, and it's just amazing.